Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen paint using ambient light rejection technology. Gain. I know it's early in the morning, but usually this is what time I get up to start work. All right, so yesterday I did some demonstrations on the Dark Star 9, which is a form of a darker screen, much darker than what you would have in other light screen paint mixes. Today, I'm going to show you the shortcoming of other black screens. And one of the problems that a black screen will have is not only not having the ability to be able to pull a contrast level, but they also have poor angle gain, which means the screen does not pull a high enough white level to produce an angle gain. So that's one of the things people don't see when it comes to black screens. Some other black screens, they can't pull an angle. So I'll show you that. I got a couple of black sample sheets. One is actually a projection screen sample, and the other one is just basic house paint. So first things first, let me show you the screens we have up against our screens right now. I got a couple of other ones up here. I'm going to get this removed real quick. Cover up our projector, and we'll show you what we have. Somebody was asking me about black diamond. Black diamond screens are gunmetal. So we're going to, if a screen is not black and it goes against this screen, it's not going to do too well because it has to be black in order for it to actually try to come close to coming near the screen. So first things first, let me show you what we have here. This sample sheet right here has, like I said, these screens have a kind of reflective surface. This is what I'm talking about by certain screens have a problem with angle gain. So if I turn to the side, they turn dark. This is what some black screens do. If you stand in front of them, the image is bright, and when you turn to the side, they become dark. This is called a narrow viewing cone, which means if your projector isn't properly sitting in front of that screen, it will become dark around the edges, and it's become a headache. So we have a DMP Supernova right here. That screen is, I think the blade is about $5,000. Over here, we have another one here. This is a Seymour AV, their darker screen. Now the Seymour AV 1.2, or no, 1.3 light silver screen. This right here is a Seymour AV, get right there, get that camera there, 1.1. All right, so I picked all the darker gray screens. A lot of people don't realize that. I thought some of the new Slate 8 and Slate 7, Slate 8s, I thought they were black, but they're actually gunmetal. All right, so this right here is black, a darker version of a screen paint mix. That's what this is right here. Very dark version of a screen paint mix. Put that right there. Because, like I said, I did a lot of demonstrations on light gray screen paints, but somebody was asking me, well, what about darker screen paint mixes against your screen or high performance screens? That's why we got, no, we're not just doing demonstrations on just mix versus mix. We're doing demonstrations on high performance screens. All right, this right here is another screen. It's daylight. It is a form of, and I got the wrong side, for goodness gracious. Wrong side of the screen, sorry about that. It's a daylight screen right here. Daylight doesn't too many dark screens, they don't do those, but then we got a daylight screen right here. A big sample sheet. And then over here we have a, let me see, this is a matinee black by Seymour AV. So like I said, these are demonstrations. As I said before, we test our stuff on high performance screens. Oh shoot, that just came clean off. High performance screens to show you that a black screen is much more advanced. But also too, I'm going to be doing some demonstrations on black screens and other black screen paints, just to show you the flaws in some of these screens. It's just they're fast put together mixes. They have no form of angle gain or anything whatsoever. The white level's nothing. And also too, a little mental note, we're going to be doing testing very soon on some other stuff, and we will be going after pretty much every mix we can get our hands on. We want to hit them all in one hit on one screen outside, and we're going to do this on a projector of probably 2800 lumens on the new tech that's coming out. We'll take them outside in an element they can't play in. All right, so here we are. Let's remove my projector, real quick. So we can show you right here. So we'll switch over to fish scenery. Now keep in mind that all the screens that are leaning against the Supreme 8 are lighter than the Supreme 8. Even at being a dark gray, they are much lighter than the Supreme 8. And it should be able to produce a much more brighter image, or more, if the image is too bright, it doesn't have enough contrast. Now some of these screens will blend with our technology with no problem. As you're seeing on this end, this is a DMP Supernova right there. It's a little lighter. That's a DMP Supernova. That's the Seymour AV 1.3. This right here is a dark gray screen paint right there. That is daylight screens right there. And over here we have, I can't think of that screen. That screen is called, oh, matinee black. So you can look it up for yourself what Dark Star 9, well actually we know the Dark Star 9 costs, but you can look it up for yourself on how much these screens cost compared to our technology. Now our black screen would have to produce a white level high enough to be able to either blend in with one of these screens or either match the screen. All right, let's go over and let's grab, let's see, we'll come out of here and let's pull up our usual colors. We do our color pattern. Sorry about that. We'll go in and we'll grab, let's see. Let's do blue first. And I got a headache that's out of this world. I was hoping to do an outdoor demonstration today. We got rain, rain, rain. If it doesn't stick around too long, then I can set the projector up outside and then I'll be good to go to do some demonstrations outside. So we're going to do blue. Keep in mind, I'm going to show you the colors of the screens. As you can see, none of them are black. They are lighter than our screen, as you can see. Some are a little darker. So we have a dark gray screen because people have been asking me about putting a dark gray screen against our technology. There it is right there. And keep in mind, when we do finally obtain the black diamond sampler sheets, they're not black. Like I said, it's a gunmetal, which means it's going to be dark gray. It's going to react the exact same way. But in those demonstrations, I'm not saying a word at all, period. So they can't get me on anything. Now, I'm going to show you something here. Remember I told you about narrow viewing cone screens that basically produce an image that makes the screen dark. I'm going to look at the screen here in the center right there. Let me get my stuff out of the way. See that? This is what you call the narrow viewing cone. That means the projector has to be sitting directly in front of the screen, which means if your projector's off by maybe a couple inches to the left or to the right or too high or too low, that means the image becomes dark. This is what happens to black screens if they can't pull a white level. They'll show you a beautiful, some screens have the ability to show a nice image from the front, but they can't do an angle gain, which means it reacts just like some of the other screens out there, and these screens do not play well with ultra short throw. They fail on an ultra short throw because they can't produce that angle gain. You have to have good angle gain. We do it again. I'm going to walk this time, try to keep myself away from the whatchamacallit. I want you to look at the screen as I start to turn slowly. You will see it turn dark. They can't produce angle gain. That's why when you see me get in front of the camera like that, and you see me walking around, you see me walk in front of the camera like that, that is to show you that our screens can pull an angle gain. some won't. That has a slight bit, not as bad, but it's there. See how bright it looks in the front? And as we start to turn, the screen becomes darker. That's one of the problems you have with some screens. They do have something called narrow viewing. That's why if you set your screen up downstairs and you come downstairs and you hit that screen from the angle anywhere, that's why you see when I do demonstrations that anywhere I walk around my environment, that's to show you that screen is going to pull up anywhere I walk around. Now, some screens out there, if they have a narrow viewing cone, you can't use that screen in your living room. That screen has to be used in a dedicated theater room where everybody's going to be sitting right in line with the projection screen. That can't be used in your everyday environment, because if you stick that screen in your everyday environment and you come in through the front door, anybody's walking around, you're having a Super Bowl party, whatever may be going on, they will not be able to see that screen unless they are sitting directly in front of it. That's what it's called, a narrow cone, viewing cone. So this is what I'm telling you. You can go to other channels and they can they're going to show you in these channels is a little bit of blah, blah, blah on how their screen is this, that, and the other. I'm going to teach you and show you why these certain screens react this way. We'll do it on short though, ultra short though. And not only that, we're going to put our technology right against it, hitting it with the same high power projector to show you why our technology is better. Because our screens can produce a 190-degree viewing angle even outside when these screens can't do it. Heck, you got freaking, some of y'all have OLED TVs and whatever, and if you get a certain amount of light, we call it window glare, anything that comes in and glares off the side of that screen, you can't see it. All right, so let's go over to, and of course, probably it's on everybody's mind, let's go to white. Now, I've said this many times before, and at lighter screens will have the ability to be able to produce a higher white level than a black screen. But let's go over to a white level. Now, this is the curious part. How can a screen, and you're going to see, not all these screens are going to produce a high white level, but how can a screen produce a high white level, but when it comes to colors like blue, red, and green, the colors are faded? The reason why they're faded is because they're producing too high of a white level and they're not producing a black level, which is needed to produce a darker image. If you take white paint and you mix it in with green paint, it becomes lighter. If you mix black paint into it, it becomes darker. It's just simple. It adds more contrast, adds more depth to it. So let's go over to white. And keep in mind, these demonstrations aren't just for y'all. These demonstrations are posted on all of our social media sites. We have a special page that's being designed that allows people to come in from big companies to view our live stream demonstrations on showing them why our technology, educational videos also too on our technology for big company contracts. It's one of the things that's going to come up. How does the screen display on white? So there you are. This is white. Now, as I said before, look at the screen very carefully. How can they produce? This one right here is a Seymour AV 1.1. That's a gray screen right there. Go over here, I'm going to take this so you can see the different colors in the screen. Now, I want you to look at the screen in the front. As you said, narrow viewing cone. Some black screens do this. I'll show you in the demonstration. Look at the screen here. If you come in and you have the screen in your living room and you're looking at it this way, you can't see it. It's not there anymore. See how bright it gets when the projector's sitting in front of it? Now as we start to move, it becomes darker. Somebody emailed me about taking the Supreme 8 and making it exclusively for companies only, because they're promising me massive orders. Now, if I sign a contract like so, that means that I can no longer offer this to customers. This will only be offered to companies only. I've done that contract before. It is not a pretty one, and I will never do it again. It is a lot of, I'm not saying I'm not afraid of work, but keep in mind you have a company that's going to be ordering anywhere over 80 gallons of paint from you, and that is a lot of freaking paint. No. And on top of that, we've had some issues with contracts like that. So we had a paint we actually custom designed for companies, and it was a problem. Actually, it was that Invisible that we developed. All right, so now let's pull up black. That's interesting. You got a screen that can produce an amazing white level, but if you turn to the side, it turns black, which means our screens can pull angle gain even on white levels. When other screens, even though they can pull white level, they can't pull an angle gain. All right, let's go over to let's go to black. Now we have black being displayed. As you can see, none of the screens have the ability to pull a black level. If they were, they would be able to match. Go back again. White again. May pull a proper nice white level, but and this is dark gray. Now, if they can pull up a white level, which is a dark gray screen, if they can pull up a proper white level or a somewhat white level, why is it when it comes to bright colors, they can't pull up a proper shade of red? If I'm standing here, this screen has something called a narrow viewing cone. If I stand right here, this is what you're getting. Some of these screens are plugged with this. And this means that this screen is having a problem with an angle gain. It's very well going to have a problem with an ultra short throw. All right. We did. Come out here real quick. Neon yellow. Neon green screen. Yeah, like I said, keep lighter. Well, I should say lighter, and they're not black, so keep in mind they're going to be gray or dark gray, but they're still not the same color as a black screen. So you got to consider the fact that the black screen is producing a white level high enough to be able to blend in. Now, for those you're saying, well, that doesn't prove anything, like I said, black house paint. That's black house paint right there. So the black house paint, as I said before, many times in the demonstration, is producing a contrast level, but it can't produce a white level. Light gray screens are producing a white level, they can't produce a black level. Neon red screen. That's why I'm using neon, brightest color we can get our hands on. Neon orange screen. I don't know how I'm hitting this, but I'm not getting that. How that even work, I don't even know. Told you. Everyday black. Well, actually, black paint can't produce white levels. It comes up too dark. Something else we noticed too, and a demonstration by a fellow by name Partey, that a black solution was mixed in with our product. That's why it came out that color. That's how we know the product was tampered with. Because if that image comes out too dark, and like I said, you're watching this live, that is black house paint. I'll show you something even more interesting. You see this? Remember when I told you about some black screens have something called, now I'm going to show you the difference on a black screen. But hold on first, let's go back here for a minute. Yeah, we know, trust me, we know. Come January, like I said, it's going to be a whole thing about legal. We got something set up. We got a few people that are going to be receiving letters from our company. So it's coming. We got something big set up. Now, what I want to show you here is, I'm going to put the Seymour AV 1.3. And before somebody says, well, you're testing high performance screens. We've never said in any of these demonstrations or slandered any of these products whatsoever. I'm just showing you the difference between in color. I'm showing you the difference in contrast. I'm showing you the difference in white level. I'm showing you the difference in angle gain. Anything that anyone do in a review in a screen paint or projection screen. But if you start off with a bunch of slanders and curse words and calling us scammers, then it's called slander, and then that means that's where we have to get other people involved to handle that situation. So that's what's going to be going on pretty soon. Right now, all information is being gathered to handle this situation. Because now, since our company will be going in a much bigger direction, like I said, because we have a certain amount of capital coming in for projects, we're going to be also handling things on a more professional level, as in dealing with people who do not know how to carry themselves properly. All right, so let's go over here and let's just pull up some random stuff. As you can see already, that you can see that the screens produce a good white level, but also too, now you have a problem with the screen being produce color due to the fact the color will fade and wash out on these particular screens. And there's no way in the world I can tamper with a DMP Supernova, Dark Star 9, or any of these screens whatsoever. They are what they are. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with the Starfield real quick. Some screens will perform much better if they are in a dark environment. neon blue. All right then. All right, so let's see about 4K flowers. Completely different than what I asked for, but let's go again. No, because that completely. Really? Seriously? Now, as I showed you in the demonstration, I displayed 3 different forms of very high expensive projection screens: DMP Supernova, Seymour AV. Then we have a dark gray screen paint right over here. We have daylight screens right over there. And we have over here a, what's that screen? Seymour AV's Matinee Black. See if we can get something nice and colorful in here. There you go. Not all screens can produce 190-degree viewing angle. That's very good, much better. And keep in mind, a screen paint, as in our technology, which is supposed to be so dark, should be able to be so dark that you couldn't even make out the picture quality. And that's the big picture people don't take in. It's a black screen leaning against screens that, keep in mind, these are high performance projection screens, number one, and they have a much higher white level than our technology. But yet we can blend in or come close to their screen. If our screen was so dark, this would not even be possible. Look at that. I would love to see any form of light green screen paint mix do a demonstration against a DMP Supernova, or maybe the Dark Star 9. Any light screen, even a dark green screen paint mix. Try to challenge one of those screens and see what happens. Lights on. Lights off. Look how faded these become right here. This one and this one. Yeah, someone's going to save you. Keep in mind, someone's going to save you hundreds, but yet they never tested their screen against a DMP supernova. So what is the difference between a DMP supernova and a gray screen paint mix? What is the difference between a Dark Star 9 and a gray screen paint mix? What's the difference? Seymour AV 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. What is the difference? So if you want to get one of the high-end screens, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to do it. With our technology, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to do it because I can show you live of these high-performance screens. There's daylight screens right there. That's a daylight screen right there. That's how we knew that they were mixing black into that product because it was coming out that dark. We knew that's what they were doing. We are going to show you something interesting. Now, as I said in the demonstration, other black screens. We found one company that does make a black screen right here, and it's very expensive. It's not cheap. It's very, very, very expensive. You know why? Because they know that if a DMP supernova or black diamond screen is dark gray and it costs $5,000, then how much more would it cost you to have black? The black technology is not cheap. Okay, let's take these off. All right, we're going to come over here. We're going to grab our... I'm going to start this off with clear the slate, and we'll put in a white surface. Now, this is supposed to be a very high performance black screen. One of the problems that black screens have is something called the narrow viewing cone. I showed you this before. It doesn't only happen to silver screens and dark gray screens, it plagues black screens horribly. Now, if the black screen is not producing a high enough white level, that means when you turn to the side, the image will become darker and darker and darker. If you're having a bad enough time seeing it from the front, you're definitely not going to pick it up on the side. Oh, it's decided to quit. Like, not today, buddy. Not today. Yeah, I'm going to show you. Now, particular product by the name of Partey has a problem with contrast. We know. We made this stuff. I say we tested this stuff probably about 4 or 5 months ago. And that's what we noticed about this product. It has a narrow viewing angle. The screen, for some reason, pulls up a very narrow viewing angle. So it doesn't produce a high white level. So as we start to turn, you'll see this nice and slow. See how bright our screen is? Watch when we turn, nice and slow. See how darker it gets, and darker and darker. That's black house paint. That's going to react. So as you can see, it doesn't make a difference. It will not produce a white level at all. And we know, we tested everybody's stuff. I actually made this product. He was giving out a free paint. We made it. I did a video on it. against our screen. Way before, and you can look at the time stamp at the bottom. The video was done way before that he tried to do a demonstration on our stuff. We've already tested this stuff already. Actually, I made it on camera. One of the chemicals that was actually being used to make that product is extremely hazardous. I had to wear a hazmat mask, long sleeve shirt, and gloves because this particular form of Metallica powder, and he said it in this video, and it is true, if it becomes airborne, it can cause extremely serious respiratory issues, which means this stuff, if you breathe it in, it will basically cling to your lungs. It's not something you want to play around with. That's something you should basically do the research on it. It does cause respiratory issues. It causes breathing complications, all kinds of stuff, which means if this stuff is mixed into a paint, and keep in mind, when you mix something to a paint, sometimes everything does not react properly. Sometimes heat and cold could cause something to change in that product. So if you spill this stuff, and he explains in his video, if you spill this powder, right, there's going to be a problem because not only anything that becomes airborne eventually has to land. And if it lands, it actually brings out a coating. If you have kids in the house and kids have a habit of taking their hands and licking their fingers all the time and they happen to hit this coating, which you may have on the floor, you might have missed. Because when I was mixing this stuff, it's so light that it pretty much becomes airborne when you stir it with a spoon. But when I was mixing this stuff, you could see where the particles were. I had to put this big drop cloth on the floor. I wanted to do the demonstration outside, but I felt that it was too windy, so I did it inside the house and put a big cloth around it. I wore a hazmat mask, not a hazmat mask, but a face mask the entire time when I was doing the demonstration, and gloves. Don't get that stuff on your skin. If you have any kind of medical conditions or anything like that, or anything you're taking, do not get this stuff in your skin. It's extremely poisonous. So, I'll show you the demonstration. I made this product. One of the things I can never understand, why would you put grease, body gel and polyurethane and mix that together? If he's trying to say that polyurethane is a way to basically, it cracks and peels. No, polyurethane doesn't crack and peel. It's a protector. I used to paint. So people use polyurethane to paint a deck or whatever they're using it to keep the elements from outside from seeping in and destroying the infrastructure of that product. But this guy's telling you that in his video that polyurethane basically breaks down and basically deteriorates. If that was the case, any company making this particular product would get sued because people would invest money into painting this stuff to protect their projects and it would fail. You don't have to add oil in it. Actually, by adding oil or grease or body gel into a paint, keep in mind that's water-based, causes a separation of the chemical. It's like putting water and oil together. It separates. And if you have a hazardous material that's a blend in with that material and it separates, then you have an issue on your hands. This stuff could react anyway to basically heating in your home, to cooling in your home. You don't know how it's going to react. But the particular item in the video, and he did explain crystal clear, that it's very toxic, and if you breathe this stuff in, it could wreak havoc. My biggest concern that a lot of people, and not saying a lot of people, I spilt it myself. When I was working with it, I spilt it. Good thing I had the drop cloth around me, because if this stuff had landed on my floor, if I did this in my living room, or if I did this someplace where I have kids or where I have small pets, and this stuff became airborne because it's very light, and your pet comes in and he smells this or sniffs this in, well, you're going to have to drive Sparky to the vet, because Sparky is going to... That's why I think when you design something that may have something that's toxic to it, don't advertise it. Don't even show it. You know what I mean? You can put a disclaimer on it all you want, but that stuff is very, very hazardous. You got to be careful. I'll show you the video that we did on his product. But we did this, check this time stamp on it. We did this months before he ever started doing whatever review on us, which we don't really care. But like I said, I was upset to the fact that he actually posted this video showing you how to make his black paint. And in that black paint, there is a problem because one of the chemicals in it is very toxic. Keep in mind for somebody to say, well, and guess what? You can purchase it on Amazon, just to let you know. But I'm going to tell you something right from the door. People sit there and say, well, Amazon doesn't sell toxic chemical. Oh, yes, they do. Yeah, look it up. Go on Amazon and you can order some pretty interesting toxic chemicals from Amazon. Not saying you should, but you can. Gives you a whole bunch. Sometimes they won't ship in certain places like California. California doesn't get a lot of stuff shipped to them on that level. All right, let's go over here real quick. So, like I said, one of the things we noticed when we made his product that his screen had a horrible angle gain. They turned dark. And even with the screen up front, it's still too dark. But I'm going to show you right here. We actually made his product. Now, it's nice enough not to label it with his name on it because I didn't think that was necessary. But we did make his product. I mean, if you put out a free ingredient, I'm going to go down and pick up the stuff and make it. I'm going to see exactly how it reacts. Sorry about that. Let's go to, real quick, while we're in this real quick, we'll hit that too. Yeah, like I said, and I put at the bottom of that video, we warn people, do not make this up. We'll make it. Well, I can't find mine. Mine's around here somewhere. If you want to basically be on an inhaler and taking prednisone and having difficulties breathing and all that other good stuff, you know what I mean? That shortness of wind, you want to do all that stuff, and sure, make it. But like I said, I wouldn't go near it. And like I said, I don't. You know what happens if you put body gel and paint? It not only does it make it difficult to spray, because that stuff will cling all on the inside of your cannon. And when you try to clean that with water, the product is no longer water-based. Once you mix an oil substance into a water-based product, it no longer becomes water-based. Do you have any idea how much of a pain in the neck that stuff was to clean off my hands? I mean, since it's something taking me a few minutes because it dissolves in hot water and soap, took me forever because it had oil base into it, had like an oil texture to it, which took forever. Try taking water and putting Crisco in it and spilling it on your floor and try to clean it up. You can go in there with hot water and you can scrub your floor down and it'll still be slippery in that same spot. This stuff was a nightmare to get off my floor because I spilled some of it on the floor. Okay, let's get over here real quick. So I need to pour some other stuff real quick while we're in here. Yeah, there's something else. Now, question, how is a screen that's already dark from the front even darker from the side? That's what I told you. Some of the black screens out here on the market have something called the narrow viewing cone. They can't produce a proper level on any level. If you turn to the side, it becomes too dark. Like I said, my projector, see how it's moving back and forth? If I bring it up too high, it becomes too dark. It has to be in line with the screen. All right, so my screens have 109-degree viewing angle. They don't dim. My projector is 4,300 lumens, and I've done demonstrations outside with a projector of 1,100 lumens, and I can pull an image outside on an angle. So we've done demonstrations outside in well ambient lit environments. So projector and screen should be able to pull an image up at any. Keep in mind, it should be to pull a screen up on any angle, but also too, you should not have to go through the crap of calibrating your projector. I've never calibrated a projector before. Period. This right here is my ultra short throw projector. So that's my ultra short throw Optima GT 5500. I think something just fell off the screen. Actually, no. If they're telling you that 4K goes dim, no, 4K doesn't go dim. I had a PX747 4K ViewSonic projector when they first came out, and I was able to produce 190-degree viewing angle with no problem. It's not the projector. The projector has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I just ordered a new I got a Panasonic projector coming in. This projector is 16, I think it's 1500 lumens. It is going to be 16,000 to 1 contrast. All right. So keep in mind that I can do that demonstration and I can go from side to side. That's why if you watch my demonstrations, you'll watch me go from side to side and I can pull an image up anywhere in the environment without the screen washing out or fading. I have a short throw downstairs in my in my living room, and I can walk around that entire living room. That screen won't wash out or fade, and that's on an ultra short throw. You shouldn't be having that problem, like I said. And that's one of the problems, like I said, we've noticed that about the, I'm not going to say too much because, like I said, I have documents here where we've had conflicts with SL in the past in 2015. So, you know, you're saying this and you're kind of backing up what I've been saying about the whole angle gain issue in screens. But like I said, they're quick to stick a lawyer on us, you know, because we've been down this road before. Hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but it has nothing to do with your projector. Your projector is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your screen you're having a problem with. You should not have to go in and line your projector with your screen. Keep in mind, I'm doing this demonstration on the black screen. I just showed you a black screen I just did this demonstration on, and my projector's at 4,300 lumens, and it's having a problem pulling up an angle on a black screen surface. It's also having a problem pulling up a screen. Let me see if we can find it right here real quick. I think this was one of them right here. My screen is 100 inches. Actually, my screen is 106 inches. It does 235.1. It does 69, and it does 1610. Also, to the weatherproof and ultra short throw compatible. I think this is the one. See how the color's not coming up properly? Oh man, I didn't go in the right direction. Sorry about that. All right. So your screen's doing this. That's what your screen's doing. That's what your screen is doing. That's a narrow viewing cone. That's what your screen has. It has a narrow viewing cone. Which means if your image is not properly in line with the screen, it becomes dark. Yeah, man, I know. Whoo, you paid a lot of money for that screen. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I explained to you. I'm glad to have a black diamond owner in the room. I'm glad to have a black diamond owner. Man, you paid way too much, man, for that. I'm just saying, you paid a lot for that screen. You paid a lot for that screen. This right here, I'm gonna show you. See this sample sheet right here that I have against my wall? That's a DMP Supernova, man. Supernova. DMP Super. This is a blade. Costs $5,000 for a 100-inch. They're $5,000 for a 100-inch screen. You know how much my wallpaper screen cost me? My wallpaper screen is $488 or $468. And I can pull up a 109-degree viewing angle on my screen. I can use ultra short throw. I can use short throw. I can use laser. I can use my screen outside if I want to. You can't take that screen outside. If it's having a problem with ambient light and angle gain inside, I can imagine what it's going to look like outside. I'll tell you something. Now, keep in mind, thank you for coming and actually adding that in there. I do appreciate that. The fellow just came, which actually is in the room, or if I don't know if he's in the room, still in the room or not. He just explained that he's calibrating this projector because the images were dark around the corners on his screen, right? Now I told you that when we first started with we first started doing demonstrations on let's just go on here my projector. We first started doing demonstrations with SL screens. One of the things I noticed that now this is not SL, this is just to give you an idea. When I was doing the demonstration, I was standing in front of the screen like this. Now one of the things you notice when I do demonstrations, I have a habit of turning to the side. When I turn to the side, it's to show you that our screen can pull up an angle gain right from the side without the screen becoming dark. Now when I was doing this in the demonstration, this is actually upstairs in the small little rented room I used to rent, I thought it was the camera having a problem. Or I thought it was the lighting in the room. And then I did some research and I found out it's called a narrow viewing cone. Where in order to get the picture just right, you have to inline the projector directly in front of the screen. If it's not in line, then the edges can become dark around the edges. Or you're just going to have to do some you have to calibrate that projector to fit that image just right. And this is with a screen that some people will pay $5,000 for just for a 100-inch. Now, our technology, you take it out of the box, stick it to the wall, you're done. That's it. There's no calibrating. There's none of that. Calibrating colors, that doesn't exist. You don't have to worry about your contrast levels or how much contrast you have on your projector because the screens are black. Keep in mind, and I'll explain to the fellow that black diamonds aren't black. They're actually gunmetal. It's a gunmetal screen. It's not black. It's a dark, dark blue. No, sorry, dark blue. Sorry, a dark, dark gray. My fault. Yeah, that's one of the problems that they're plagued with. Now, eventually, when I get my sample sheets, because I am planning to get screen to pop up here. I am planning to get my sample sheets of the Slate 8, Slate 7, and Slate 8. And this right here is my ultra short throw right there on my screen. Yeah, it's gunmetal. I know a lot about their technology. I do a lot of I do my research. And yeah, they're gunmetal. They're like a kind of really, really dark, dark gray. But they're not black. And the problem is that with them being that gunmetal, they're not going to be able to pull a black contrast like on our screens. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so if I come over here, and I'll show you really quick. This is, just to catch you up. And this one, this is actually black house paint. And this right here is a black screen material for black screens. It's supposed to be, it's the only black screen we found. And one of the problems I explained that when it comes to black screens, and we found this with Partay's screen, one of the problems that screen had was it couldn't pull up an angle gain. The screen became very dark on the edges, which means you're going to go through the same thing on what some of these people go through when they have screens that can't pull up that angle gain. You're going to have to calibrate the projector in order to get the image and realign the projector, realign your screen to match the you know what I'm talking about, to be able to match the screen. All right, because if it's too much to the left or too much to the right, the screen's going to become dark. So first things first, that's clear. Bring in white. We've done this before over and over again, but this is to show him. So you can see neither one of the our screen is pulling up a higher white level. Okay, so we don't have to worry about angle gain. All right. Okay, now we'll come in and we'll come out of this right here, and we'll pull up gray. That's actual gray. This is dark gray. Even the house paint becomes dark on an angle. It doesn't have it can't produce white light. Neon yellow. Now that sample sheet right there, I got it for $23. This is a company who's claimed to have a black projection screen, all black produce. Of course, they can produce contrast. Any black surface is going to produce contrast. If I go and I put in a star field demonstration, it's going to have no problem producing contrast. Yeah, they have hot spotting. That's another problem too. Usually, when you're dealing with a screen that has reflective surfaces, they'll hot spot, which that's what you're kind of seeing right there on the screen. Thank you for pointing that out. Go for black. Like I said, any surface is going to pull black. Any black surface. Even black house paint is going to pull black. The problem you're going to have is that it can't pull white level. So we'll go to that's the black house paint. So dirty the image looks. This is our technology, skin tone. We can show different levels of white. Different levels of white on the skin tone. Different levels of white when it comes to the clothing. Look how beautiful the lemon looks. Now we have this screen here. Very poor angle gain. And like I said, the guy was right. See the hot spotting on the screen? There you go. You can't have too much of a high power projector hitting the screen. Now, if anybody says, what about our technology on ultra short throw? This is my Optima GT 5600 projector, ultra short throw, right here. Our screens are ultra short throw compatible. So I can show you long throw here, and I can show you short throw here. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to show you something. The white levels have to be extremely good on the technology, and I'll show you why. Because you can actually see text on my screen. If the screen was so dark and it was producing such a dark image, you would not be able to make out the text. Oh shoot, I keep forgetting. I got wrong control. I'm saying operating control on one side. On that side. Come over here for a minute. That's my work screen. Right there. This right here is my work screen. Come over here and pull up my This is my work screen here. So you can read the text on my screen crystal clear. And that's on short throw. All right, so hold on for a minute. Downstairs may be a mess. I'll be right back. All right, come with me. I'm gonna take a little walk. All right, so there's my gaming screen there. And this right here is my work screen here. All right. That's my bathroom. It's early in the morning, people. I had time to clean anything up. Now, this is my screen downstairs. I have a Sony Ultra Short though downstairs. This is a new project right here. This is my motorized projection screen that's coated with Supreme 8 technology. I'm actually putting that on my deck. Put my lights on in my house. That's my Sony. Eating candy canes. Every time I bring my chair and I look at my wife and I go, "Excuse me." I just broke the wind. Right here is pretty cool. I haven't had a chance to use this thing yet. Projector's firing on right now. Yeah, if you want one of these, man, Amazon has some pretty cool stuff. I got this at Amazon for a 212 bucks. It's my popcorn machine right there. And this is the heat light, keeps it nice and warm. When my god kids come over, man, they have a ball. You stack popcorn for me down here. We got a little compartment right here. Why is there candy? This is what happens when you have little kids that run around in your home. This is what happens. I don't have kids, but I have god kids. I gotta wash dishes so I can get around to it. All right, let's see what's going on with there's my screen there. I just had a video playing. It was playing for basement, and we should have been downstairs. So I could jog upstairs where they can see what's going on. Shut that. Let's see what's going on here. Set it up on this video, on this phone right here. The phone I'm streaming through. All right, let's go back downstairs. Why not casting there? Let's stop that cast. Put it back in again. There we go. So, the thing about the whole, like I said, it's not short though projector. There's no calibrating. That screen is designed to pull an angle anywhere I walk at in the environment. Now, remember when I showed you the screens upstairs, especially that black screen? Those particular screens can't pull an angle gain. So, unless you're sitting right here in front of your screen, that is the only way you're going to be to see that screen. But from Super Bowl or wherever you're going to be at, you can't have guests walking around like this. That screen will turn dark on you. Let me turn my lights on in the house. You should be able to walk anywhere you want in your environment and that screen should pull up. Now I'm upstairs. As you can see in my demonstration, this projector is nowhere near 4300 lumens. It's my Sony projector. This projector is 720p. It is at 3100 lumens. No matter where I stand at in this environment, that screen will show. But like I said, you can spend $4 or $5 grand for a screen, and you're going to have a problem with angle gains. It's one of the things that's not going to pull up. I can sit here on my sofa and I can see my screen from way over there. Sit right here on my chair. I can see my screen from there. Now, usually screens that have narrow viewing combs don't pick up on ultra short throws. That's why some companies designed a special screen just for short throws. That's my Sony right there. Keep in mind, we have a screen paint that will allow you to be able to pull up images on ultra short throw, fully lit environments, and that screen will pick up on any angle you move in the environment with no problem. Now, this screen is 126 inches. That's right here. This screen right here costs, if you were to actually buy, if you bought a screen paint, this would cost you somewhere around, let's say, about $1 to paint this. $1 to 1 coat application. So you're talking about $298 compared to a screen that may cost you $4 or $5 grand that you can't even pull up on an angle. Let me give you something to think about. Like, and just with the just with these lights out. All the other lights are on the home. Now, if I can pull that image all the way back here, my lights on hitting my screen. This is a cakewalk. You can paint over PVC screens. I have screens designed out of plexiglass. I have demonstrations where I painted over plexiglass, wood, plywood. I've even got board and painted over a blanket. I lie to you not. The screen paint is designed to coat any surface you want. You can paint motorized projection screens. This is my motorized projection screen right here on the floor. They're designed to be painted on any surface that you want. I'll show you something crazy. Look, downstairs in my workshop, I don't know how well this video is going to play. This right here, I'll show you the video. So that's my ceiling to floor projection screen downstairs in the basement. That is painted on. I painted the screen with a paintbrush. I'll show you. Our screens are fully weatherproof. I'll show you something here. I got screens sitting outside. That right there, if you can see it, in my deck, in my backyard. I don't know if you can see that. I don't really want to go out of here. Anything for the video, anything for the people. So my old screen was here. And I tore it out and I'm gonna put a motorized over there. So you can see it's raining out here, right? My screens, I have 180 inch under the deck right now. So my screens have been sitting out here. We first moved here in August. They've been out here since August. So if there's any way to test a screen, whether it's weatherproof or not, this is how you do it. These screens will sit out here until next summer. I'll be doing some videos in the snow of my screens. I'm gonna come in here real quick. That screen's been sitting out there since August. Now, keep in mind, if you do an outdoor projection screen, you want to treat the wood, or you can buy treated wood. But before you put a frame and you stick your screen outside, treat the wood first because it will warp. That giant frame you see out there, I built that giant frame. Everything was built out there. The frame was built for this motorized projection screen right here. This is what it was designed for. Let me see if I can roll this one out. This is the one that's actually going on the deck right now. So I'm building a customized stand to put a motorized projection screen outside because here's the problem. So I got little ones that come over and the other screen was fixed. It was a thick screen. And the little ones, keep in mind, we eat on the deck, we barbecue. And every time they would get ketchup or mustard, because I can watch them to a certain degree. But every time they would get something in their hands, they want to go over and they want to touch the screen, especially if they're watching Frozen or something. They want to interact with the screen and they want to touch the screen. And I kept had to repaint the screen over and over again. So this time I said, this year, I'm going to put a motorized projection screen out there because, like I said, I can watch them when they're out there. But, you know, to bring the screen up, keeping inside the enclosure is fantastic. And also, too, I'm going to tell you something, too. We got these large freaking geese that fly over top of our house. And I learned now to cover everything in tarp, which, like I said, I'm not used to living in an area with different forms of wildlife like this. So anyway, and one of them, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them, I don't know who hit the screen, but I came outside and there was white poop all on the side of my screen. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. So that's another thing, too, that I learned that I'm just going to do motorized this time. Now, the way this is going to be designed, that I'm going to have hooks on it, so if I want, I can just detach it and take it in the house. The screen, motorized screen doesn't weigh that much. Let me see if we can do this. I'm just going to take some of it out. Hold on. Let's see if I can get some of this out of here. Let's turn this off. I don't know if I got this wrong or not. I want to get some of it out so I can show you the screen. I have to test this thing later on today anyway. Yeah, I'm going to see something for a minute. I'm going to have to get it on. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's why. There we go. I'm going to bring the screen up. We'll get the screen on a stand, because I got to get it on a stand so I can bring it out. It's hard to bring out a motorized projection screen. As a matter of fact, hold on for a minute. I'll put you right there for a minute. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it on the stand to do it. Yeah, I need a stand. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. I got to get it on a stand. So I got to get the screen standing a certain way up so I can get it on a stand. So I can get it out, because it's not, you can't hold a motorized projection screen out. And I don't think I was so foolish to think I could hold it in my hand and just basically remove the screen and just take it up. But I can't do it. I have to literally have it mounted somewhere to get the screen to come out. But what we'll do is, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually, let me see. This is a 92. It's a 92 inch for outside. And I had a 100 inch out there. I don't think I'm going to go back to 92. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a 120 inch, I think, on the deck. Because I do have a short throw projector downstairs. I bought a NEC short throw. So I'm going to use this for something else. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order me a 120 inch. Now when I do the 120 inch, I'm going to paint it live so you can see a demonstration. We're going to paint it, dry it, and roll it up and over again. That's what we're going to do. Go back into my room. Yeah, but as for the black diamond, I actually got the site where I can order the samples from, and like I said, it's because it's a gunmetal, it might not be able to produce the contrast, you know, on the screen. Okay, put it this way. This right here, dark gray. Gunmetal is usually dark gray. All right, so this is gunmetal. It's usually dark gray. All right, it's a very dark screen. So another thing too, I can back my screen. People say, well, how do you know your screens are weatherproof? The screens have been sitting out there since I first moved here. They've been out there since August. They've been rain, snow, freezing weather. And I'll be doing demonstrations. That's what I plan to do. Because I want you to go back to my demonstrations and say, hey, look, you know, I'm trying to see if I can slice them all together so you can see the once I get that Panasonic projector over here with the, all right. So once I get that projector, the project we're building for this summer, we're going to swap out the 180-inch screen and we're going to put a 200-inch 235 in. I'm actually getting a short throw projector, ViewSonic, to do that one. And then the other screen, where the motorized projection screen, me and my girl are going to turn that into a arcade screen, which means it's going to have frames, speakers that light up them, light up concert speakers that light up in the back. We're going to build this deck, you know what I mean, that has all kinds of lights, streams, chasers, the whole 9 yards. We're going to put in gaming chairs out there. Of course, everything's going to be weatherproof. Gaming chairs out there so we can sit down and play on this massive 150-inch screen. And yes, I'm going to order a retro Pi so we can do all the retro games off of it. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, I'm gonna light this thing up. That backyard literally is gonna look like an arcade when I get done with it. I'm gonna probably try to run, if I can, maybe 13 to 14 different forms of LED lights through that screen. So it is going to be cool as I don't know what. And we'll invite some neighbors over. They can come out and check out the screen. Now, the two issues here we have here. Now, when I build this screen, I can't go long throw. Because if I go long throw, that means the projector has to stand behind us, and the screen is designed for the people, for our friends to sit right up on it, not too close, but right up on it. Where bottom line, it's like if you go to the arcade, you're literally sitting right up on top of the screen. So and we don't want it that close, but you know what I mean. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to mount the projector, either get short throw or I'll get an ultra short throw, and I'll have to mount the projector to the base. So I'm going to have to reconstruct that entire base out there to be able to accommodate an ultra short throw projector. And yes, I'm ordering a special outer box that will allow me to keep the projector out there in all sorts of weather, and it will not get damaged. So this is going to be a pretty big project for next year. And next year, I'm going to be doing all kinds of videos, streaming all different forms of competition. We're going to do the old school, like the Space Invaders, Atari, stuff like that. You know, all the old school games, stuff like that. And NES, you know, stuff like that. Everything that comes in a retro Pi, that's what we're going to be doing out there. Okay, so let's go over to, we have the dark gray. We'll do so our screens can blend in with dark gray screens. So that's one of the issues I'm thinking about. If I do have the opportunity to get the black diamond sample sheet down here, I'm going to try to. And I keep in mind, I'm not saying jack in the video, nothing at all, because I don't want them to say anything about how I did this, and excuse me about that, how I did that. I'm not saying a word. Hold on, let me get my charger. My charger. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm not going to say how this screen and that screen. I'm not going to explain jack in the video. Nothing. I'm just going to explain the product. This is the product. Put it against the screen. Do the different color demonstrations. Do contrast. And leave it at that. And then basically you decide for yourself. But I'm not saying jack. Now, for those of you thinking that I'm going overboard, I can show you a document that we received from them, and they definitely did come at me with a court order to shut up. But, like I said, they're a bit touchy. So, on that topic. I don't know why. I don't think. Tell me if I'm not saying anything bad about the product, which I didn't do. If I'm not slandering them in any way, if I'm doing a side by side, it's like Coke versus Pepsi, and Nintendo versus NES, you know how that all went. Then where am I doing anything wrong? And honestly, I'm just doing a simple side by side. Where am I doing anything wrong? Now I have this document on my Facebook page. I will put a link there so you could read through it yourself, and you can see, you know, we were in contact with them at one point. And this is when they developed the Black Diamond, the actual original Black Diamond, the flagship, which is actually, I think, the darkest screen they have. Oh yes, I will be going. So keep in mind that the screen we have, the dark gray screen, like I said, is much lighter than our black screen, and our black screen is able to produce a white level that can easily, as you can see, either match or come close to the dark gray screen. Now, I'll show you something that you find interesting. For those of you keep saying, why in the world, as he does not want to do with Black Diamond? This is why. I showed you this before. That's my name, Kenneth. This is the letter we received from them back in 20. Wrong way. There's your sample punch sheet. And that's what I got from their attorneys. How do we have now? So you let me know when anybody else who's developing screen paint mixes is getting harassed by big companies. You let me know. I don't need somebody like Mr. J or Partey or anybody else to tell me what my product isn't when I got a company like SL Screens that basically one point we were supposed to work together on something, and the next point I'm being told to shut up. So these are the experts in home theater. Fellow right there has a beautiful, he has a screen by them. These are the experts. So now you see why I'm not concerned with the Jamies, the Parteys, or anybody else, because I got big companies like this that contact me just about every day on my technology, on what it can do to benefit them. That's why their reviews mean nothing to me at all. I can go out here and I can do demonstrations on some of the high performance screens. They won't even go near them. And I'm going to tell you something right now. That is not an easy thing to go through. That's a really scary thing to go through, to have somebody, to have a big company like that stick an attorney on you. It is frightening as I don't know what. It is. It's scary. You know, thank goodness. I mean, I didn't do anything, like I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I just did a side by side. That's all I did. But consider the fact that you have a screen that costs $5,000 and someone just did it for $300. So that's why it doesn't bother me. Because I got people who spend $5 grand and $6 grand and $7 grand for projection screens. Hold on for a minute. I gotta plug myself in because I'm dying over here. Matter of fact, one of my good friends, I have a friend of mine, me and him been friends for years and years and years. He was going to go out and spend the money for a black diamond screen. He was going to spend $15,000 for a black diamond screen. He happened to come across one of my videos, demonstrations. We got to talking on the phone. He still has my screen. He has actually one of my oldest screens to this day still in his home. And that's all he talks about is that money he was about to drop on that screen and how much money was saved. Actually took the extra money. He's actually restoring a Ford Impala, I think it is. He's actually restoring that vehicle. A cool friend of mine. I'll get him to do a video so he can tell you this story. He's a cool dude. I'm trying to figure out how in the world is my thing telling me I have a low battery, but yet I am plugged in and I have a low battery. Is my battery not charging? Yeah, it's charging. My phone got all kinds of problems. Yep, but that's what comes in business. I mean, come on, man. This doesn't bother me because you have to go through this crap in business. Everybody has to go through some nonsense. No matter what you do in life, whatever you may be good at, hey, it could be growing flowers. You'd be surprised how your neighbors would get ticked off because you got a better lawn than they do, or if you got better flower beds than they do, if you drive a better car, whatever you may do, whatever you're good at, you're always going to have somebody in there that's going to dislike what you do. If you're the fellow that comes into work and you're the first one to come leave, you're considered to be a brown noser. If you climb the corporate ladder and you get the big office with the big windows, then you're a sellout. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Instead of them looking at that and saying, you know what? I'm going to try better to make it to that level. They just sit there and just try to just sit around and tear you down. So when you look at all the hatred that these individuals do every day on the videos against me, it just shows you the jealousy level of what they're on. And I can come out here and I can show you demonstrations of letters that I get from court orders from big companies like Black Diamond and other companies. I got matter of fact, I got an NDA that I received from Seymour AV to work on a project with them. And Seymour AV are very nice people. The guy Chris over there, really cool guy, man. He's a really nice guy. Really, really cool dude. But, like I said, I don't pay it any mind because the reason I'm not paying any mind because I dealt with this one individual I dealt with for about 2 years. 2 years with this individual. This is 2020. This is a whole new era for us. This is where we're going to bring out some more high-end screens. We're not going to deal with this particular individual anymore. That's why I said in July, we are going to be seeking legal counsel all together. We're going to have to use this individual as an example to not mess with us. Because I'm tired of it now. I'm really tired of it. I'll let this slide for 2 years, no more. I mean, we've been dubbing his videos for the last year or so. Now, keep in mind, friendly back and forth fun, that's all good and well. I don't care. But when you start doing things like mixing my product with black paint, when you record my voice, and we have a dubbed copy of this video where he actually called me. We talked a little bit on the phone. He recorded my conversation and he played back my voice on YouTube without my permission. Now, I don't know how it's in Pennsylvania, but in California, the laws are a little different over there. That's jail time, my friend. He doesn't know the extent. My Digital One crystal screen logo, that logo is a copyrighted logo. I have the paperwork proving that I copyrighted that logo. He flashed it multiple dollars without asking for my permission. Now, for those of you who said, how come I haven't filed a suit already? Because sometimes I believe in turning the other cheek. I believe that other people shouldn't have to be subjected to other people's nonsense. But I'm getting tired of it now. So now, after 2 years of this mess, I got enough evidence piled up, and this is going to have to go to court. So I'm sorry for anything that's going to cause the outcome for this particular individual and any others that may be involved in this situation, but you brought it on yourself. I really do apologize about it. Like I said, I've been very patient, and I have been very, very patient. I don't mind people doing demonstrations against their product, but if you're going to slander me and say nasty things about me, call me a scammer, do all kinds of nasty stuff to tarnish my company's name, I have no choice but now to come in and bring legal into it. So be prepared. It is coming. Been nice enough as it is. You know, I could have just basically said, you know what, forget all this. I got technology that works this way. I can just sell this technology to some other company, get paid, and move on. But no, I like what I do. This is what I love what I do. So, yes, your videos have all been dubbed. We have copies of all your videos. Majority, most of the ones that we need to bring for court. I don't even like talking about this stuff in the morning. In the morning, I just like having fun, talking to people, educating them, helping them out. And sometimes I learn a lot of new stuff from my customers, too. I have one customer, actually, he does these wraparound warp screens. I know nothing about this particular area. So he's kind of teaching me with this, like how to use warp software, mending software, which is freaking cool. I got another customer who actually works with the CRT monitors. Freaking amazing, man. I want a CRT monitor. I just want one, you know what I mean? I know it's a complicated piece of equipment, but I want one so bad. I just want to see what it would look like on the screen, an old-fashioned CRT. And he's helping me with that. So, you know what I mean? I don't come out here thinking I know everything. I learn stuff because I listen from other people. That's how I learned. When I first got into this business, I didn't know anything about projectors. My best friend June is the one that taught me all this stuff. And then later on down through the line, just doing a ton of research. This is where I started learning all this stuff. Come on, I mean, after a while, 2 years, I know people, if you say something about their kids, they'll snap like, come on, think about it. You're at your job and somebody says something nasty about you. Most people are not the kind of people that are going to wait 2 years. They will confront a parking lot and beat the living daylights out of you. Right, yeah, like I said, I was nice about it, but no more. I can't, I'm sorry. All right, so let's move on from there. So we're looking at, ooh, you know what I want? I want a beta fish so bad. I want one. We'll look at, let's look at some flowers. Let's do some flowers on here. No. Let's do some, the HD video. Hey, there's my video playing right there. My video playing. I wonder if I can play my video as I play my video. That'd be a mind scrap. Your brain would explode just thinking about that one. There's something on here I want to do. Now you see how the white levels and the black technology produce a white enough level where they are blending in with the gray screen. But there's one problem with the gray screen, the dark gray screen. It can't produce contrast. You'll see that in a few minutes. Oh, I can't wait for next year. Well, not yet next year. Well, end of this year. Because, man, we get to start working on the new screens. Woo! Can't wait. Now, consider the fact of the Supreme 8 technology. You're looking at a screen that I've already matched against high-performance screens. I'm showing you different forms of the contrast levels. And keep in mind, this is a screen paint that you can convert anything you want into this technology. Now, let's go to, I'm going to show you how fast this screen, like I said, two different screens. Now you see it? Certain levels, it'll pick up a good, make sure this is going well, because for some reason, whatchamacallit, it's carrying on this side, and it's telling me that my phone's not charging. So let me see what's going on over here. And it is charging. Man, there's something really nutty about my phone. And I got the freaking, Samsung Plus 10. Oh, there we go. Someone decided to call it quits. Hold on, we'll bring it back up. But yeah, I got the Samsung Plus 10, and it'll tell me that the battery's not charging, like it's disconnected, when it's not disconnected. That's a freaking pain in the butt. So that's why I'm sitting there, keep checking my camera, because I'm thinking like, come on, like, is it charging? Is it not charging? What's going on there? All right. So let me see something for a minute. I want to bring up. Let's say clear. OLED demonstrations. I don't even know what the heck that is, but that's freaking scary as I don't know what. Okay, that was something completely different. Boy, I think I just popped into the dark web for a couple minutes. Whew. All right. We do black screen backgrounds. Now keep in mind, it matches well with color, but the one thing a dark gray screen can't do is contrast. It can't pull a black level. Because some people think because the screen is really, really dark gray, it has the ability to pull a black contrast level. It can't. It will never be able to compete to a black screen. Keep in mind, we developed a while ago, we developed a black screen paint called Supreme 8 Titanium Black Silver. And I explained in the video that there's no way in the world that this gray screen, this dark gray screen, it was kind of like gunmetal. That dark gray screen would never have the ability to produce a true black contrast level. They can't do it. And he come up in gray. Let's do a black level test. I think apparently I'm probably going to end up receiving an email probably from one of these companies. But technically they can't do anything because I'm just doing side-by-sides. Alright, you see how the screen is gray? This is black. Can't pull contrast. And the green plants. It'll show up. In this demonstration, this is a black level test. The background is supposed to be to produce black at all times. You can see for yourself. At all times, the background is supposed to produce black. And as you can see right there, it's not even pulling up a proper color. The color is coming up faded. Let's not go with the dark gray screen paint. Let's find it in my messes of many messes of messes. Let's see if we can track it down. There we go. Dark Star 9. Nice dark screen, as you can see. This is a gunmetal. This is a dark screen. Prime version, as you can see, has a gain of 0.9. This is ambient light rejection technology, as you can see right there. We're going to cover our screen so you can see that both screens share the same similar and dark coating. We will go in and do so we have cheap screen paint, dark gray, and then we have a dark gray elite screen with a 0.9 gain. Oh, Dark Star 9 has decided. Wait, come on, buddy. So that's why I said I'm kind of skeptical about the outcome of a SL screen because it is gunmetal, it's dark. The screens are both going to produce color, but when it comes to contrast, this is where the screen is going to fail because it can't produce a black level. Even if it is gunmetal, even if it's dark gray, it can't produce contrast. The only way you're going to be able to achieve that contrast, similar to our screen, you have to be in the dark to do it. And today, people don't want to be in the dark screen in a fully lit environment, especially if you're using ultra short throw. You look at ultra short throws, they want to use those now to replace TVs. Because you can have that 100 inch, 150 inch, and you got the projector literally sitting right up on top of the screen. That's what people want now. That's what I have downstairs. But if your screen can't pull contrast, it's going to fade out. Color is going to become washed out, even if you have an ultra short throw. Let's go with, have a little fun here. Those of you who have white projection screens. Alright? We'll take off the dark gray. I've done this before. I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. When it comes to the light gray screen, now here's something to mess with your head a bit here. We'll clear this out. We'll put in the color white. I want you to look at this really carefully. I don't want this one. I want the actual all-white screen. Look at this really carefully. Now, as you can see, as I'm showing you in the demonstration, that the light gray screen is producing a much, much, much higher white level than our black screen. Correct? And when we do the black screens, as in black material or a black house paint, our black screens produce a higher white level than any other black screen, on top of that amazing viewing angles on our screen that don't turn dark. But here's the kicker. If a light gray screen, and let's get this real quick, I'm going to show you something really quick. We'll do the light gray screen, and let's do, because I'm not going to, if people think that I'm going to shy away from doing white, I had somebody come on here saying, why don't you do white? I have no problem with doing white. It's not a problem. But I'm going to show you the flaws in the screen. Right? A minute, I'll put you over here. I'm going to bump the heebie-jeebies out of my controller. Now, I'll show you something close. Now, you see that screen sitting in the middle of the gray screen? That's a white projection screen right there. Right there, let me set the minute. That's a white projection screen. That's a white projection screen sample. As I told you before, that any white screen will produce a higher white level than any gray screen on the market. I don't care how light the gray screen is. White screen will always have a higher white level because it's white. Now, you see how dark the light gray screen looks compared to the white screen? Now watch this, I'm going to show you this. When you pull the projector back, it'll give you the insinuate, it'll give you to make it believe that you're looking at a light gray screen that can produce an image as bright as a white screen. But when you get up close, you see for what it really is. Now, as you can see on our black screen, we have a white screen and we have a light gray screen. And they're producing a much higher white level than our screen. So if a screen is white, producing a higher white level, shouldn't it be able to produce a brighter color, right? You would think that. You would get brighter reds, you get brighter greens, you get brighter blues, you would get all that. But without contrast, the image fades. So this is what I'm going to show you, why a black screen is more important. But you just look at that. Get a good look at that. All right. So we'll come out of here for a minute. We know what's going to happen if I put a black screen. They're not going to show up. So we're not going to bother that. Black is not going to show up on the screen. So when we switch over to neon color red. There you go. It can produce a white level. They can't produce color because the screen automatically fades because there's no contrast on the screen. That's why you have to calibrate the projector. That's why you have to sit in a dark environment. That's why you keep going up and up and up on your lumens. Thinking it has something to do with your lumens. It has nothing to do with your lumens. My projector is 4,300 lumens. 4,300 lumens, 12 feet, 5 inches, and I'm hitting this screen, and these screens are not even showing any form of color. Neon blue. So how is it that a screen that the black screen, keep in mind when it comes to white levels, produces slightly lower than two screens that are brighter, but the two screens are brighter are producing a screen that's color that's actually faded compared to the black screen? Let's go to a nice bright color, see what happens. There's a fighting chance right there. Let's go with neon pink. Let's go with neon green. No, not that. I don't know what the heck that is. Let's go back to that one again. Neon green. See how the colors are off? I mean, if the color is off, they're going to tell you, the first thing someone's going to tell you is, well, if your colors are off and the colors are not coming in properly, then you should calibrate your projector. Have you heard that one before? To calibrate your projector because your colors are off. It has nothing to do with your projector. Your projector's colors are just fine. It's the screen that's having the problem. The screen can't basically pick up your color. That's all. When we brood about it, we can just go to black. Gray. Dark gray. Light gray. It should do better on light gray because it's near white and it doesn't even pick up a light gray. Deep outer space 4K screensaver. Now, keep in mind, usually people have a light gray screen or a white screen. I've done this before. They'll get a sample of Dark Star 9. Now, as I said before, you will never see any cheap screen paint or anything out there do a demonstration against a high performance screen because they can't pass that demonstration test. Some people ask us, okay, for the price of our screens, I can just go out and get myself a cheap screen paint and I can achieve the same thing as your screen. No, you can't. That's why they can't do this demonstration. There we go. We got a white screen and we have a light gray screen paint mix. Now, I'm going to show you something. Matter of fact, I'm going to take my camera off of here real quick. I think I got enough to charge. That should be good. I'm at 15%, so I should be good right there. 15%. I'm good. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to show you something up close. Now, first thing you do when you get a sample sheet, you want to slide it over the screen, correct? That's Dark Star 9 right there. See the color of the Dark Star 9? Oops, see, I lost our screen. We'll put it right back up again. Make sure it stays this time. We get our Dark Star 9 by Elite Screens. And we'll run it right down the side of this screen. See how beautiful that picture looks? Light gray screen paint, same thing. That's because this technology is sitting against a gray screen. You know, technology side by side. Look at the difference in the reds. Now, if you were to take it off the light gray screen and you were to stick it on our technology, because our screen produces a 100% black level. You have to have that black in there to make that color pop. And because our screen is actually black and the Dark Star 9 isn't black, we're going to pick up a better color pop without the need of calibrating a projector. See, the reason why you will never see a demonstration on a light gray screen paint mix due to the fact that they know if they put that Dark Star 9 up there against their screen's not going to do too well. Let's get over here, and if anybody sits there and says, well, Mr. Bird, that paint is different. It's not the same. It is the same. Because I said before in my demonstrations, we were making this screen paint 11 years ago. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint is my first company. And under my first company's name, we made a light gray screen paint that does the exact same thing in reaction to the screen paint you see right now being sold on the market. It's the exact same thing, but we developed it 11 years back. So if you look up my company's name under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, not only will you find tons of customers, tons of beta testers that were testing our product at that particular time in companies, you will also see me paint this screen in, and you will see the screen react the exact same way. The only difference is we had a much higher gain. We were able to do a lot of our demonstrations with the lights on. But as I said before, it reacts the same way. The Digital One Crystal Screen Paint had a problem with contrast. I mean, it produced a good image if you had the lights out. But if you turned the lights on just by too much when it came to contrast levels, the contrast levels became tan and faded. And this is where I started working with black technology. Now, I got into black technology because of Black Diamond. They're the ones that actually started me on this road. This right here is a Seymour AV 1.3. See how light this screen is? It's a very light screen. Seymour AV 1.3. Not too far off, because this screen is actually lighter than this screen. Show you the colors. That's how light a Seymour AV 1.3 is. That screen, our technology is not going to show up. Like I said, if any screen is lighter and it comes up against the screen, it's going to fade. It's not going to show proper color. And if the screen is too dark, contrast levels are going to oversaturate the screen and the image is going to come up dirty. So you see here on my floor, these are all the sample sheets I've collected. I've tested just about everything on our product. What you should be asking yourself is next time you see one of these demonstrations of these light gray screens or dark screens or black screens, you need to start asking, what's your angle gain? How does your screen react to ultra short throw? Have you tested your screen on a Dark Star 9, any of the high-end professional screens? What's the difference between your gray screen paint, bare silver screen, gray primer, anything, and contrast? Now we all know a light gray screen, as I said before, it's going to produce better when it comes to beautiful colors. But like I said, next to black technology, that screen colors are going to fail because it can't pop. There's no contrast there, and it's going to fade against a black screen. But alone by itself, it's going to produce a decent picture. But what is the difference? Ask them. If you take a light gray screen, get a bunch of shades of gray and do contrast. Now, like I said, the hardest thing for a black screen to pull off is a white level. We've done that demonstration many times on different black screens versus our screen in white levels. So what you got to ask yourself is, if you take multiple gray screens and you do contrast, which screen is going to produce the best contrast and the darkest black level with them all being the same color? They'll never do that demonstration. If they're having a hard time doing demonstrations now with the lights on, then I guarantee that demonstration will never come to light, and especially not a Starfield demonstration. That's something they will not do. And that's why I tell people, if you get a white screens, oh, there's just no point. I'm not even going to go into that topic already about a white screen. I'm not even going to go into that topic. White screen's a bad idea all the way around. It's just a bad idea. It is. I wouldn't even go near. It's a bad idea. Now I want you to look at this right here, really quick, because I got to get ready to get some more oil out the door. I had a very busy day today, so I'm trying to everybody. If I can figure out what I did with it. Here. It's black house paint. See how natural the colors are, her skin tones in her hands. How beautiful that's supposed to be. So that's why I said, we watched some of those demonstrations, we knew the paint was tampered with. You're looking at it for yourself live. Look how white the images are. Showed you right next to black house paint. You see how dirty it came up? I showed you the screen on straight white. That's something that a lot of black screens will not do. They will not show you their screens on a straight white surface. Different colors of gray and different colors of screens that are much brighter than my screen. And I can go back and show you red, blue, green, orange, and I can show you where those screens will fade and wash out. Now, if you take anything back from this demonstration, take this demonstration and watch other demonstrations and see how many are doing it on our level. That is downright beautiful. White scenery. I want to do that. That might have some. The heck did I just hit? I hit my controller. Just showing you some white sceneries. That's all. This is why I was showing you the different shades. This is no calibration, none of that mess. Just right from the projector to the screen. Can't pull contrast. So instead of your background being black as it's supposed to be, shown in the demonstration, it'll come up gray or light gray. That's the color you get. Like I said, in the dark, you're not seeing black, you're seeing different shades of gray. Depending on how dark the screen is, that's the shade of gray you'll see. With a dark gray screen, you will see a dark gray shade of contrast. If it is light gray, you will see a gray screen of contrast. You will not get black. Since the black screen can produce white levels, there you go. Keep in mind, this demonstration is being done in a fully lit environment. We're not sitting in the dark. If you watch anybody do this demonstration, it'll be done in the dark. It's the only way they can pull the screen. That's why I love when people say, look, I can do the same thing. Yeah, but your screen is sitting in the dark while you're doing the entire demonstration. Why is that? Because the screen can't pull an image. If it tries to pull an image in a well-lit environment, the screen will fade. That's why it has to be done in the dark. I guarantee you, any demonstration I do right here and the lights on, it'll be done in the dark. You're going to need 1 gallon to do that. 1 gallon will paint a screen size that big. Trying to find one. They have here one on. I saw a nice one I really liked. Let me see about this one. That one for 1 gallon, I think. Hold on for a minute. I have to go to my website. You have to email on that one. Anything on that, you have to email that. Sorry, anything on that, you have to email us on that. So all my information at the end of the video, I'll put my description, my website, I'll put my email address, and you can contact us from there, and you can talk from there. Or you can buy Bear. Go ahead and buy Bear Silver Screen. See what happens. We have another one. I love it when I get people like this. What if I buy Bear Silver Screen? Yeah, you can buy Bear Silver Screen. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what happens if you buy Bear Silver Screen. You want to see what happens if you buy a light gray screen paint? I'll show you. I don't think he caught on to what's about to happen. It's going to, no. It doesn't make a difference. If it's not silvery, it all reacts the same way. I'm sorry, my friend. I've done demonstrations. I got every kind of demonstration over here. I'm sorry, we did those demonstrations already. I have Dark Star 9 over here. I got DMP Supernova. You name it. I got a Firehawk G4, Seymour AV 1.3, 1.2. What do you want? What do you want? Which one you want? I'll show you. Let's go with, hold on, don't go anywhere. I want to show you something. Stay right here. I want to show you something. Let's go with turning our camera for a minute. I'll show you, my friend. I love doing this. Dark Star 9, right there. Dark Star 9, keep in mind, is much better than Bear Silver Screen on every level. See it? You see the gain on the screen, 0.9. Finally, I got somebody in that's using a Bear Silver Screen that think that's going to work. So let's see what happens if we do this on Neon Red. There's your Bear Silver Screen, my friend, right next to a $3,000 Dark Star 9. And keep in mind, the Dark Star 9 is a dark gray. It uses a form of gunmetal. Doesn't make a difference. If your screen's not black, you're not going to pull contrast. My contrast on this projector is 3,000 to 1. I've done demonstrations with projectors of, keep in mind, of 200 to 1 in contrast. I've done demonstrations on light gray screens with projectors of 10,000 to 1. Yeah, this is a crow follower, and you can, I tell you where you can tell, because you can't reason with them. Now, I just showed him a few minutes ago. He said bare silver screen. This is a form of bare silver screen mixture that you're seeing right here on my screen, right next to a Dark Star 9, and the image is not producing proper color. So now he goes into argument about the projector. The projector has nothing to do with it. It's all about your screen. I don't know why people keep going back to the projector. Unless it's a But I have 720p projectors that look incredible on our screen. So how is it possible that I can make a 720p projector look beautiful on our screen, but I can't even get a screen that would cost you $3,000 and $4,000 that is far more superior than a bare silver screen or light screen paint mix look better on our screen, or look better against that projector? So it has nothing to do with it. My projector is a VPL. It's a Sony VPL FH30 at 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. All right, 4300 lumens. If my projector at 4300 lumens can't produce a proper color on this screen right here, then what makes you think any projector you have under this is going to do a better job? It's not your projector, it's your screen. That's all it is. They want to go into contrast levels, man. Look, you got to go back and check my archives. Don't come in here and challenge me. I've done demonstrations with 10,000. Matter of fact, my projector right here, that's 20,000. That's 20,000 to 1 contrast right there. I can take your bare silver screen and put it up on that screen. It wouldn't even show up. At 20,000 to 1 contrast. Which means if I got a 20,000 to 1 contrast ultra short throw, it's not going to show up on your screen because it's light gray. Your screen can't produce contrast. And if it can't produce contrast, it can't produce color. That's why you're sitting in the dark with your screen, and that's why you guys spend the time staking hours of calibrating the colors on your projector, because the colors aren't coming up right. I've been down this before. I've had people over and over again say to me, hey, I got this projector. Every time I turn the lights on, the image fades. I can't get the contrast to produce right. You know, I don't feel like calibrating the projector. That's what it comes down to. Like I said, if I show you the demonstration live, there's no way in the world for me basically to fake the demonstration. This is live. So when I get individuals on it, I'll try to entertain them by talking to them. But after a while, when they start bringing in other excuses on top of the fact that I was able to prove them wrong, then I basically have to go. Because now you're just basically just in here disrupting my channel, and you have to go. All right, let's go back to where we're at. That was an 8K channel. There was something I was looking to. I was looking for some pretty skin tones in there too. That's what I was looking for. They had this one particular video which I did like, that has some really beautiful skin tones. Let's go to, let me check this one out real quick. We've done this one a few times. I want to go back a little farther near the end. Cherry is probably white. If he said he uses bare, then that's a screen paint. Bare doesn't make a projection screen. So what are you talking about? Then he sits there and says, well, you know, he doesn't use screen paint. He uses projection screens. Well, unless you got $4 or $5 grand sticking around in your pocket, that's the only way you're going to be able to get a screen that's going to be darker than light silver. Because any screen that's light silver, like Firehawk G4, Seymour AV 1.1 and 1.2, Gray Cinema 5D, Polestar, any one of those screens that are light gray or silver, those screens they're $1,400. All right. Now, if you're going near the Dark Star 9 series of those screens, special editions and so forth, now you're talking about $4,000, $5,000 projection screens. So where in the world do you come out ahead? So I can see right now that's probably somebody of one of their followers that's probably upset because, like I said, two things happen when we do demonstrations like this. Either companies that we can show that our technology is better than theirs, well, people that screen paints that are not doing real demonstrations, that are not doing real tests, are upset because we're raising the bar, because that's going to cause other people to go back to their videos and say, hey, look, how come you haven't tested against this screen? How come you haven't tested against that screen? What's the angle gain? How come all your lights are off? They're going to ask, why is your screen sitting in the dark? And you do a demonstration. They're going to ask them questions and tell them to do things that they don't want to do because it's going to take them out of their comfort zone. And that's why the only way for them to basically try to come up on top, they have to try to tear us down. But like I said, we keep coming out and doing these same demonstrations over and over again. One of the things I find more amusing is when somebody is trying to discredit my work, why their screen is sitting in the dark. So your screen's sitting in the dark and you're ridiculing my video that's producing an image in a fully lit environment. Really? I mean, come on. I explained that. I told you from the door. Bottom line is, that paint was mixed with black paint when they did that demonstration. I did this demonstration already. If you're sitting there and telling me that there's a difference between our screen produces a dark image, if it's producing a dark image, you would see it here. Let me show you something. This is how I know some people tamper with our technology. Pink stucco screen, projection screen. This is a screen that I painted on for a friend on pink stucco. This is a customer slash friend of mine. That's a screen in her home that was painted on pink stucco. Incredible. We're using this in a fully lit environment. I want to turn the camera behind me. How do you explain this video right here? That's my technology. How do you explain it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go to Happy Customer Illuminous 4K. From a church who did a screen, not 120, not 150, but around 500 inches. That's their screen right there. They did a video testimony to our company. You can watch this video too. That's their screen on 7,000 lumens that was hitting that screen. That's our technology now on that screen. This is their video testimony to our company. You want to come on and tell me how can I explain it? How can you explain that right there? All right then, I thought so. That's bottom line is when you take our product and you mix it with black paint, guess how it reacts? It comes up dark. Oh, that's not possible? Would you like to see that demonstration? I can do it right here live and show you. Here's another one for you. Hold on, I'm not done. Painted a screen for a friend. So that one came out. I know you're going to get that wrong. Painted a screen for a friend. This is a friend of mine. I painted the screen in her living room for her birthday present. And she's running this off Apple TV. I just painted, I think this is close to about 140 140-inch screen. We do a lot of 140-inch screen. This is about a 140-inch screen, and my friend's home just got finished completing the screen. There's everything right there on the floor using the Supreme 7 roll-on. That's a 7. And as you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic. Right now, she has it playing through an Apple TV. Now, I can't show you the full panorama of the room because they just moved here and they're still rearranging everything, but I just got a chance to come in today. How do you explain this? I got a little daughter right next to me. I'm waiting for your reply. All right, so over here, I'm going to show you the screen. We got the projector hooked up. No reply. There you go. That's why there's going to be a lawsuit, because the bottom line is those products were mixed with black paint. There's the lights on right there. In her room, we just painted that screen in her house as a gift to one of my friends who just moved in. And they're going to be watching movies and sports and TV shows or whatever they want on their giant screen. And over here, I'll show you, I'm using our Supreme 7 ambient light rejection screen paint to get this beautiful screen. So I'll get ready to peel the tape off and get everything set up so they can on it for you to check out. And these are good customers who do not mix our product with black paint. Wait. No. I want you to stick around for a while. I'm going to show you something else. Now, let me show you something since you know our technology. Let me explain something to you. This right here, we'll clear this out. This is, and we've done this before, people, but we have to educate this particular individual because he does not know. This is black paint. Now, some people think all black screens react the same way. They don't. If you mix enough black paint into our product, it becomes very, very dark. And I'll show you. This is the actual technology we have here on the wall. This right here is the black paint. Yes. That's what happens if you put black paint in our product. You see something strange there? You see how the screen comes up really, really, really dark? Now, if someone were to mix black paint in that product and say, hey, this is their technology right here. This is how it's coming up. It's coming up too dark. Well, I'm showing you live our technology versus black house paint. You see the difference in the color? You see the difference in the white level? Let me show you some right here. I'm going to educate you some more. I love doing this. Let's go to red. Let's go to neon red. Because it's black paint. That's how we knew the product was tampered with. Now, come court time, I'm going to be showing this demonstration in court. Let's go pick up neon yellow. So how is it possible that our technology here is pulling a higher white level, it's pulling a much brighter yellow, but here the image is coming up dirty? And I just showed you testimonies of people who have our product and the screen looks incredible. Oh, no. We're going to go back. We're not talking about that. Let's go back to the topic what we're talking about. You came into the room. You said that somebody did a review on our product and it came out dark, right? Now you're watching the demonstration. I'm showing you black house paint. Don't change the subject. That's something for a different level right there. You came in, stick to your topic. You came in and you said about our product being so dark that it didn't show up. I just showed you black house paint darker. I just showed you that a few minutes ago. I showed you that on white levels. I just showed you testimonies from customers who have our product and used it. And the screen looks incredible with the lights on and lights off. So what else do you have to say? Because I didn't see you coming in here when I was showing you the demonstrations. You weren't saying anything. So if those customers have our product and the screen looks that amazing, then there's something wrong there with those 3 testimonies. Keep in mind, my company has been around for 11 years. If I've been here for 11 years and my product produced an image that dirty and that, I would be making this video right now. I would be out of business. My company wouldn't exist. I wouldn't have companies, as I showed people before you came in the room, of having letters by Black Diamond saying I had potential in my technology. They would have never acknowledged me to begin with. Do you know why? Those particular 2 individuals, not the boxer, but those 2 individuals have never received any letters from any companies whatsoever. All demonstrations are completely done in the dark, and they don't even do demonstrations on our level. Yeah, okay. You got anything else to say, my friend, before we continue on? And then we have silence. All right. This is what I'm talking about in business. This is what you got to deal with. You got to deal with this crap. But this is why I do so many demonstrations, because I can come in here and show you anything and it just shuts them up. They have nothing to say after that. Oh, you didn't think that there are other people who had our stuff and was doing demonstrations. There are other people who have. I can show you testimonies on that. But keep in mind, the 3 individuals who have our stuff don't like us to begin with. All right? So that tells you something right there. Let's go with neon pink. Neon green. Too dark. Let's go with gray. You would think gray would pull up, right? We've done this before. Now, next individual that comes in and says he wants to start salon, I'm just blocking you right from the door. There you go. Thank you for popping up. Goodbye. You're going. All right, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. These are the individuals, like I said. When you start raising the bar when it comes to your screen paint, then you're going to have people that are actually going to have to work and do better demonstrations to prove that their product actually works. And that's why they don't like us individuals, because we're going to come out here and do demonstrations against high-end screens. They're not going to do that. If you ask Mr. J right now to do a demonstration against this screen versus a dark Star 9 in a fully lit environment on a Starfield demonstration, you think it'll be done? If you ask him to do a side-by-side demonstration to Bear Silver screen versus his screen paint outside any form of ambient lit environment or any form of contrast whatsoever, you think it'll be done? And they're not going to act. We're a threat to them, because the bottom line is you can pretty much make their product yourself. Let me show you something right here. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Oh man, it just butchered that freaking one all together. You gotta put that yourself. It butchered my freaking name. Okay, let me show you. There we go. This is my company when I first started. We were making his technology 11 years ago. "11 years ago, we were making Crow's paint. 11 years ago. Everything that he has, we've done it already. I can make his stuff over here without even buying it. I know automatically what's in it. We ran all these tests. It's why we have black technology, because things are flawed. We used to make this product. Let me get this off my screen. That's the only reason why. They're threatened by us because they're not going to be able to do things on our level. They're going to try to. If majority of these demonstrations, like I said, with these green paint mixes are in the dark, these screens they're not ambient light. And they've said it in their demonstrations, they're not ambient light rejection. So if your screen's not ambient light rejection and it doesn't have contrast, it's going to fade. This is a Digital One crystal screen paint. Let me show you why the screen is dry. Looks familiar? Color looks familiar? It was his technology 11 years ago. Made it already. I've had contracts with this stuff and everything. But like I said, technology changes. We're not all playing Ataris anymore, are we? Like, Atari's not the main gaming system. Technology has to change. And I'm doing this on a 720p projector. This is when I first started out. No 4K. See how the black levels come up gray? All that's supposed to be black. All this is supposed to be black. But like I said, first technology we developed. This is a beta tester for one of our companies. Let me pull this out for a minute so you can see this up close and personal. This is our technology under one of our beta testers on the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, 3.6 high definition 4K screen paint. We developed and it was tested with a beta tester that tested our technology before Crow even existed on the planet. We had this technology. That's one of our screens right there. His name is Zone 708. He tested a lot of our Digital One Crystal Screen Paint products for our company. And if you notice, if you look at the demonstrations, majority of my demonstrations, were done in the dark. Because it's a light gray screen paint, it couldn't produce a contrast level. Now at that particular time, I didn't know really the significant value of black contrast. I didn't know about this. What changed my opinion was Black Diamond. Black Diamond is the one responsible for the reason for us coming into black technology. Because at that particular time, I had a screen paint called Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, which was a light gray screen paint. Now, when I bought in the Black Diamond sample, wow, unfreaking believable, man. Seeing the colors pop, the blues pop, it looked just like a TV. Because that screen had insane contrast. That's why I started to try developing a screen that produces a darker image to be able to produce a better color pop. But dark gray wasn't enough. I wanted an actual black screen because the Black Diamond was gunmetal, and I wanted something darker than gunmetal. Hello, my name is Kenneth, or some people call me Kenny, and I'm the designer of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and what we have here is a... Okay. Sorry about that, wrong button. Or some people call me Kenny, and I'm the designer of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. You see the video quality? This is how old these videos are. And over here we have my projector, which is that's the little tiny room I started my company in that little tiny room. See how small that room is? The reason why I designed this paint is because when I first bought my projector, as I said many times, the paint was extremely expensive. Some places. Okay, True HD Gray. So I'll show you real quick. Now, watch this. I'm going to show you the, that's my, like I said, old company right there. Now, since that technology, for like I said, a light gray screen paint was not going to cut it. It was just not enough to do it. I'll show you where we went from there. So we developed, after seeing the Black Diamonds technology, we just developed a paint called D5K. D5K was a gunmetal screen that we designed. And this was to be able to design a screen that basically could compete with the Black Diamond technology.
So you see, the paint is absolutely amazing. This paint is absolutely incredible. And trust me, it's going to work every day. You decide to invest in it.
Been there and done it already.
Since we're limited edition, you cannot buy this paint anywhere. You can't get it from our distributors. You can't get it from anywhere.
I'll post this video at the bottom so you can check out the date on it. This was like 7 years ago. We developed the gunmetal screen. See the angle gain on it? Because certain screens can't pick up angle gain. That's why we did that demonstration. Now, since we have let's see, let's go over here. Search. Notice all my lights on every last demonstration I'm pulling by. Only very few don't have lights on. Yeah, that's the wallpaper. Good gracious, man. How many videos do I do a freaking day? I'm gonna do like 2 a day. I'm gonna live streams are a lot longer now. Yeah, we do a lot of outside streams. Here we go.
Alright, so before I go and get out of here real quick, I got some things I gotta work on.
That's technology now. So I'm outside in the evening hours watching Bob's Burger on my 100-inch screen on my deck.
If you're interested in our screen paint, it's available on our website for worldwide shipping. We are offering the blackout cloth, but there's a problem there because we want to use that canvas material. It's so perfect. It is much better than the blackout cloth we had before.
So consider the fact, if my product didn't sell, it didn't work, I'd still be stuck in that little tiny room where I first started my company. I would be right now. And here's my screen sitting outside, watching Bob's Burger, enjoying myself.
You want to be stuck in the dark all day long and get about 60% of your projected performance, or
That is the Supreme 8 being painted outside versus a white and gray screen. It's a live demonstration of me painting the screen outside.
We're just going to do a little partial here to the screen up the thing.
I'll put that in the bottom of the description so you can check that out also. That's why I said a light gray screen, you know, really poor. They don't pull a proper color. They can't be outside. That's why you will never see them do this demonstration. As a matter of fact, I challenge them right here on live. I challenge anybody who designs a screen paint mix to do that demonstration outside. As a matter of fact, I challenge Mr. Crow to do the same demonstration. Paint your screen outside and pull an image up. I bet you it'll never get done. Because that right there is bare silver screen right there. If white levels, keep in mind, if your screen is that good, you should have no problem doing the exact same demonstration I just did right now. Paint your screen outside, has to be about 15, 16 feet away from the projector. I'll give you 3 days. When I do the nature scenes, the flowers, all that should come up super dark. There's no ambient light controlled environment. There's no lights peppered out there in the environment. None of that. Your screen is sitting right up there in all that ambient light. That's a Starfield demonstration outside. Black contrast Starfield. As a matter of fact, you could do that demonstration right there. Do a Starfield demonstration on any of your light screen paint mixes, any of your screen paint mixes. Do a Starfield demonstration outside. All black contrast. Now this is the reason why they don't like us, because that's raising the bar right there. You know they're not going to do that demonstration. As for Mr. Partey, we know you got a black screen. I want to see 190-degree viewing angle off your screen outside. I want to see it's on a white snowstorm. Or all white screensaver. I want to see you pull that screen around. I want to see that screen not turn black. Look at that. Look at the color pop. That was shot live. Not pre-recorded. That was a live demonstration that was done. I just want to understand, how do you come into my channel and argue about 3 individuals when you're watching me do a live demonstration? Right there in front of you. You're watching it live. So you can't fake a live demonstration. So bottom line is, when they did the demonstration, like I said, product we already know was tampered. There was black paint in it. Looking at this, look, I even put on a bird scene. I'm not doing all contrast. It'd be easy for me to do all contrast. I'm doing bright, beautiful colors. So you can see that the screen produces high, bright colors versus a dark gray screen paint and bare silver screen.
Demonstration, because the bottom line is their screens can't go up outside. This is why you use ambient light to control the environment, and light to control the environment.
But I give you 3 days to complete that challenge. Day is what? And day is Thursday, I think it is. Let's give you a grace period. By Monday, you should have this completed. If your technology is as good as ours, you should have no problem pulling it off. I'm not talking about sticking anything on that balcony and slanting the screen. I'm talking about taking that screen out into that big lot you got, pulling that projector back a good 15, 16 feet, and pull off that image. That's all I'm asking. That is the motorized projection screen I had downstairs I was playing around with. That right there was a $68 all-white projection screen that I got off eBay for $68. And you got people complaining about ambient light inside their homes, and I got a motorized projection screen outside watching videos. Let's go to, let's see. Let's come out of this one. Ultra short though projector. Same projector you're seeing right here behind me. The projector right there. That is the same projector that's being used outside on a 180-inch screen, supporting a screen size of 140 inches outside. That's my 180 inch under the deck. That challenge is not going to be accepted. I'm going to tell you that right now from the door. Oh, here's a good one for you. 2500 lumen laser projector Casio. So the projector was mounted on the deck and the screen is actually laying flat to the ground. So that means there's no ambient light blocking anything. The light hitting directly on top of the screen. Show you where we there's no way in the world they could ever compete with any of our demonstrations. Let me know if you ever seen a demonstration of somebody mounting a projector to a side of a deck. My deck sits up 9 feet away from the cement concrete ground. I got my screen laying on the ground and I'm projecting an image downward and all this ambient light. So this ambient light brushing across my screen constantly. And you guys are sitting there hiding in the dark and I'm out here doing demonstrations. This is a 2500 lumen projector. Look at the angle gain it pulls up. Dun dun dun. $68 eBay projector screen. That's it right there. Paid $68 for that screen. That's sitting in my backyard.
Actually, you look more or less like.
Now, when I showed you the video earlier, there was no leaves on the tree. This is summertime, so these screens have been sitting out there since summer.
There we are. We are at 6:39. So for next to this one, and you can see that this window's absolutely incredible. They look like plasma TV. Now this isn't including using our hand language.
6:39. Let's go over to, hold on. My screen in my living room on my Optima GT 5500. Ultra short throw, 4-liter environment.
Something I never, ever have to worry about is my picture quality fading or washing out. And that's one of the things a lot of people worry about, because the last thing they want is to have a screen that is going to fade or wash out.
Outside demonstration, contrast demonstration versus bare silver screen. Yep. They'll never do this on a light gray screen. This is what happens if you take a light gray screen and you stick it outside. Like I said, you won't see any demonstrations like this by these screens. They don't do them. The screen can't produce images outside. They barely can produce them inside. They're not going to do demonstrations on this level. What we got to show you right here. Look at this.
This is why we have a gray screen or white screen. You can't start the demonstration, things like the video, the movie, whatever. You can't do it until it gets dark outside. As you can see, that's not this.
Background's black. Nice red piece of pepper. Gray screen can't even pick it up.
See, we don't have to have our screen
Still 4300 lumen Sony projector.
ambient controlled environment just to make the screen look amazing. We can do this outside in daytime hours or evening hours. It's around 6 o'clock.
Angle gain at 190. See right there? 190 viewing angle. Alright, so that wasn't enough right there. Having fun right there. We decided to do it inside for fun. This is when I first started off.
And then the big screen you're seeing, the black screen, is our Supreme 8 using ambient light projection technology times 8. Alright, so let's begin with the colors. Just to show you what you're getting from your projector. Now you can see when it comes to my projector, I'm getting the best. People ask me many times what projector I'm using. I'm using a Sony projector.
You notice that the light gray screen is the same complexion as the white wall behind the back of my screen.
High-end projector, alright, that I'm still not...
We've done, like I said, we've done these tests over and over and over again. It's nothing new. These tests have been done. Demonstrations outside, no problem at all. My giant 180-inch screen, my projector sits back 21 feet from the screen. I'm outside around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. Let me know if you see anybody do a demonstration of 180 outside in the evening. There is nobody who does demonstrations. I'm not trying to brag, but it's the truth. Name one time you ever seen Crow do a demonstration on that level right there. Here we go right here. Football game outside. I'm just saying, not trying to be really disrespectful. Name one time you ever seen Crow do a demonstration like that. Now I'm outside. My neighbors are across over here. They're watching the game with me. Gaming in the backyard. Think about it. You can go to eBay right now and you can get a projection screen that would cost you somewhere between $100 or maybe $150 or whatever you want to get, motorized or fixed frame, coated with our technology and have it outside. And as I showed you in the demonstrations, we already done demonstrations against high performance screens. So I've already proved that my screen can go side by side to a screen that costs $5,000. They don't make black yard masters by Elite Screens. They don't do. Right? Did I run out? I think I did run out. Do all the videos. Here's one I did right here. This was the hanging screen I did outside. Let's do, I got one for you. Let's see. I got one. Hold on for a minute. I got one on my deck. Deck screen. We're going to put down deck projection screens. Hold on for a minute. Let me come in here. These are the screens that sit on my deck. I know that sounds so bad, but you know what I'm talking about. So I can track these things down. Someone ain't wrong. I know. It happens. I'm going to track one of these down. These are older ones, much older ones. I'm looking for the ones I had when I was actually on my outdoor deck that I have here. Check this out. This is screen 235.1. Look how bright the environment is.
Working on it. As for the other, actually, we have a sale.
Screens won't produce. That's why every time you watch demonstrations on those screen paints, they have to sit in the dark. I got demonstrations for days of screens sitting outside producing images. Black contrast demonstration outside. But I want to find the one. Let's see, let's go over here for a minute. Oh, okay, I got something for you. This is the test we did on 4300 lumens, but I'm going to show you something right here. This is the screen I did out in the snow.
Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of the luminous working screen paint using ambient projection technology.
I was outside in the snow, collecting 10 times more ambient light because the screen outside is covered in snow. Everything is white out there. There's my projector right there, producing an image outside in the snow where you're going to get 10 times more reflection. And that's outside. Man, come on. Hold on. Let me show you this real quick. This is one of the things I did, which actually I found kind of funny. I think near the end, I did a fire scene on the screen. There we go.
Around this side of the porch, and you'll be able to see that nowhere in the world that the roof itself is detecting the screen any way whatsoever.
Demonstration on gray screen paint, dark gray screen paint, light gray screen paint outside versus black technology.
Gray screen paint over here, and then there, silver screen outside.
We even had crow screen paint over here. I'll show you. We tested this stuff already. And we did it outside. We didn't tippy-toe around it. Look at outside, the most harshest element you can stick a screen at. Oh, here we go. This is another screen I did outside. Well, let's move on. Here we go. We got another one right here. Outside. Test demonstration. 4:40 in the afternoon. That's test demonstration on the technology.
In the early morning hours and the afternoon, so we are about. Alright, so let's begin.
So like I said, keep in mind, if you're going to test your technology, you have to be to do it on a higher level. So when we test our ambient light rejection screens, they have to be outside when those demonstrations are being done. They can't be inside. That means if a screen can produce an image outside, inside it's a cakewalk. You will never ever see anybody who claims to have good screen paint do a demonstration. I'm talking about test demonstrations outside. If you're looking for email information, when the video's done, I will post all the information there, how to contact our email, or you can contact our email account, and also too, we'll put information down on the website where you can actually purchase the screen paint. I'll put all the information down there for you. I promise. I do it on all my videos. If you check any of my videos, you'll see. You will get a chance to see the information we have there. Check this out. Coded on micro mesh. This is what happens if you coat our technology on micro mesh. I'll show you. Demonstration. I think I have it here. Nope, that wasn't it. I want the one for the micro mesh. There it is. This is what happens if you use our screens. I just figured. Hold on a minute. Go past that for a minute. I don't know why they didn't pull up. All right. We'll figure out why that one's not working right correctly.
Yeah, I'm going up there first things first, man.
And Spot's Burger outside. I'll figure out why that one's not coming up, because there's one actually we coded micro mesh. These are the old demonstrations from the old house. This is my 200-inch screen that I painted downstairs in the basement. Half of the wall we left white, the other half we just painted with our technology. The projector I was using was 720p only.
But once I finished coating over it, but that last application.
And this was actually painted on stucco.
As you can see, compared to the white wall and this Screen 8, Screen 8 is the black technology. That I missed in the screens. I'm not worried about that. I just actually want to. Screen looks absolutely incredible.
Trying to find that outdoor there. Yeah, this is the micro mesh screen. This is what happens if you put our coating on micro mesh. This is Crow's screen paint versus a Supreme 7 outside.
As you can see, we don't have to do any fake demonstration, we don't force anything outside. Plenty of ambient light on both sides of the screens with nothing protecting or shadowing any of the ambient light hitting the screen. And we do this demonstration also. So I've done this demonstration already on the leaves.
We tested this stuff. That's this technology. Keep in mind, we do demonstrations majority outside. So, you know, all our demonstrations are done in fully lit environments. So we just took this product and we put it out in our environment. This is the environment we're used to having our technology in. And the screen didn't pull. And the projector we're not using is 4300 lumens. The projector we use in the demonstration, I'll show you the projector. If I did glance at it, it's 1100 lumen projector. That's what we used outside. There it is right there. So I'll show you.
This right here is a Supreme 7. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to pause this just for a minute so you can see that the projector we're using is a Sony.
There's a Sony VLP XL, which is 1100 lumen projector, saying 12 feet back outside.
See what's coming right out here. Show you that this is a demonstration that he avoided at all costs.
This is the challenge we told him to do, and he wouldn't do the challenge. So we bought this product and we did the challenge for him.
Again, if you fail to basically have that order go through, we'll post it that you have failed to let that order go through.
That's his product right there, indoor on our black technology.
We're going to actually order more.
I'll show you right there. We ordered this product. He canceled our order 3 times in a row when we tried to get that product down.
Anywhere we ship anybody in the world, we do not deny, we do not cancel orders.
Canceled 3 orders from Philadelphia from 3 different people. We tried to get his product. We had to get somebody in California to order his stuff to bring it here. I'll post this video right here. And we have basically from eBay sending us a message telling us that the seller has canceled the order.
I flashed his label. He went on a rant saying that we counterfeit and we copied his label.
We didn't copy. We actually had his paint right here in the shop.
Sometimes we don't say anything because we let you rant on. Because
let me show you right here. You can see it for yourself. Cancel the free. He ordered, canceled the first couple orders. He canceled them.
You'll see that after that, about 4 or 5 videos later, he does a live stream.
All right, here you go, right here.
Here, who basically.
In the email that was forwarded to us, confirmed that the order was canceled. This is the email we were getting back and forth, talking to him that the order was confirmed. We had a confirmed order the first time from him. That's when we knew it was coming. It was going to go through. Of course, I blocked that information. That's one of the customers that was trying to get his hands on his product here. We're trying to get it here. Here you go. Same product. Forward to us. Seller has canceled the order. He canceled the order 3 times in a row on us. Now, if you don't have anything to fear with your product coming over here, you wouldn't cancel the order. That was canceled from eBay. It was from the seller when we tried to get his product. BJ Cross was a fellow who was trying to get his hands on this product, and he didn't want it to come here. But we got it here. We had a fellow in California order it for us, and we sent it over. And we made his product. We literally, I have a video of me making his product on YouTube. I made the exact same paint that he sold us and did a demonstration, and it reacted the same way. So I'll show you here real quick. This is the test. This is his product down here in the basement, which we have here.
Well, we did the unboxing on. And you wanted to give
us the old house.
Now, if you already have our paint like you claim you said you have, then why would you need another one from us? Now, keep in mind, we have not canceled from California. Proves that you have something to hide, that you're afraid of something, that you don't want that product coming over here. There's your screen paint, buddy boy. Guess what? We ordered that screen paint months ago. You never knew that
we had it months ago.
This is the original screen paint that we got from him.
We got that one from him too. Both of them.
And he claimed that that wasn't his paint. Now you see the side-by-side demonstration? That's a Supreme 7. That is True Screen Paint Personal Mix right there. This projector we're using right here is a 1100 lumen projector right there. The model number. Now keep in mind, you didn't.
You see how faded the image looks? And that's his product. I think we did the fish tank demonstration on that one. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to take a look at that for a minute. I know exactly which demonstration it was. I was pulling up. So, yeah. So that's a fish tank demonstration as you're seeing right there. Told you the digital one crystal screen paint is his product. So that right there is, in mind, the projector I have is much more powerful than that 1100 lumens. That is the fish tank demonstration. I know exactly what demonstration we used in that video. So we're going to go over to 4K fish, and we'll pull up the exact same demonstration and put it right next to our Crystal Edge Technology screen paint. There it is. That's the exact same demonstration that we used in the demonstration. Let me go back a little farther so we can bring that one up. There you go. That was a demonstration that was used. And in that demonstration, when we tested Crow's paint versus our black technology. That's gonna give it. That's a digital one crystal screen paint, our original. And this is on 4,300 lumens. So we went from 1,100 lumens to 43. We can make this product. It's not hard to do. All right, I'm skedaddling out of here. I got much to do. I think this is the longest screen I've done so far on here. Just doing entertaining discussions, having fun, talking about this, that, and the other. I got to go. I got much work to do. I thank you all for your time. I have to go. And God bless. Y'all have a good one. Be safe out there.